Hello there, peoples. I'm here for my Raw review for May 18th, 2015. I gotta say, it's a pretty good show tonight. A pretty good post-pay-per-view show. There was some stupid shit, but, overall, I gotta say, I enjoyed it. The show kicked off with the Authority. Yeah, this is kind of... I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll get into this more on Wednesday, which I'll be doing my weekly Trey's Rants, which I'm going to make that a thing. But this Wednesday I'll be talking about... I'm not going to take too much time on that. I'm just going to say one of the things I will be ranting on is the Authority. But it's kind of getting tiresome, them starting Raw every fucking week. It's like, come on. And I get they needed to set up Extreme Elimination Chamber, which I don't mind them doing this segment. I just think you could have just did this midway in the show. I didn't think you really needed to kick off Raw with this. But they talk about that the Authority are winners, and they're going to do this Architect of a Dream segment for Seth Rollins. Basically, it's just a celebration of Seth Rollins. And then they pull out the Black Coffin as the Intercontinental title. I don't know why they did that. It just seemed no reason they had to do it. And they announced that the IC title will be defended in an Elimination Chamber. And then Sheamus comes out, and then he says that he took out Daniel Bryan, and that he should be the IC champion. Then Ryback comes out, basically defending Bryan's name and saying that that Sheamus is nothing but a bully, or not. He didn't say it in those words, but he's like, you like picking on little guys, which is weird, because Ryback, like almost 2 years ago, had a bully gimmick where he picked on little dudes. Literally, he did what Sheamus is doing now, but whatever. And then Stephanie announces that they're both going to be in the IC title chamber match. Okay, here's the thing. Didn't they have beef with Ryback? Because Ryback was part of the whole Team Authority, Team Cena, wasn't he? Because he was part of Team Cena, and I get that was months ago. It's just continuity. This Ryback, technically, almost tried to cost them their careers. It's just weird. Like, why would you hire... whatever. But yeah, and they announced that there'll be Ryback versus Sheamus as the opening match. And this was a pretty good match, I gotta say. Pretty stiff. I like the power bomb that Ryback's been doing. The whole military press over the announce table is cool. And I'm gonna say Ryback's very improved in the ring. And Sheamus definitely, he's always been a good worker, since I didn't like his character. But Sheamus fakes an eye injury, and Ryback is bandaged on his side because he hurt because of the match with Wyatt last night. And Sheamus faked having an eye injury. Then he bro kicked Ryback for the win, so it's pretty shit. And I'm gonna call it. I think Sheamus is gonna win the chamber match. Then the backstage segment of the Authority, they're celebrating with Rollins. They're having champagne. Then Ambrose comes out and challenges Rollins to a match at Chamber, which is kind of weird. They're doing a title match at Chamber. I feel like, really, you didn't need to do a WWE World title match. I don't know. I personally really would have saved the match at Money in the Bank. I feel like it just seems kind of weird to put a world title match with I don't know, whatever. And then, and then Rollins denies it, so Kane puts Ambrose in a match against Bray Wyatt, so it's kind of weird to punish a guy by putting him in a match against another guy when basically he's just doing his job or whatever. Then we have Neville coming out for an interview segment with Renee Young. And then Bo Dallas comes out, and they bring up their old NXT history. And then Bo Dallas joins commentary as Neville faces King Barrett. I guess Neville has one of his legs was taped. I guess he injured it. It didn't seem injured last night, but whatever. But he couldn't get into the match because his leg was injured, so Barrett hits the bullhammer for the win, and Bo Dallas attacks Neville and hurts his leg. So I guess they're going to have a match at Chamber, I'm guessing. So, I guess if they're giving Bo Dallas something to do, so. And I've never really hated Bo Dallas, so. Then Rusev comes out with the Russian flag. He says he doesn't need Lana, that Lana held him back, and that he didn't quit. And then Lana comes out. I'm actually gotta say, Rusev's kind of gotten better on the mic. And then Lana says that she cares about Rusev, and that there's more to him, and that she had no choice but to say I quit for him. And then he calls her weak, and that she makes him weak. So he basically kicks her to the curb. So I guess they're broken up officially. So I don't know. And then we had Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. This is a pretty good match. I mean, they've had good matches in the past, so. Really no, like, notable spots, really. I mean, Ambrose is going on the top rope, but J&J get involved. Joey Mercury distracts the ref while Jamie Noble pushes Ambrose off the rope into a Sister Abigail. So, and then Rollins comes out and laughs. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy that Ambrose and Rollins are kind of feuding, because I get more than that in the end. Then we have our tag title match: Cesaro and Kid versus the New Day, Kingston and Big E, since Xavier Woods. Sorry, my mind's like all over the place right now. Xavier Woods is barred from ringside, so it was a pretty good match. It didn't last long. King and Big E and Kofi get themselves DQ'd. Xavier Woods comes out. And pretty much all the rest of the tag teams come out. So it's the Primetime Players, Los Matadores, Ascension, Cesaro and Kid, Lucha Dragons, and New Day. So the only thing is, why is Los Matadores out there? I really hate when they try to give them a little push. I'd rather them do Mandow and Axel than fucking Los Matadores. Stop trying to give them a push. No one gives a flying fuck about them. Stop giving them little pushes. It's the same thing with Truth. Because Truth apparently is going to be in the Chamber match. Why? What did he do to win an IC title match? I mean, you randomly put him in the ladder match at WrestleMania. Now all of a sudden he's randomly in this Chamber match while Bray Wyatt isn't. I would have just put Bray Wyatt in there. Whatever. But it was kind of cool seeing all the tag teams come out, and then Primetime Players stand tall, so. Then John Cena comes out for one of his open challenges. He says that the U.S. title is our championship, and then he calls them out, does the typical, you want some, come get some. Then Kevin Steen. I know his name is Kevin Owens, but I am calling him Kevin Steen, because I think that name sounds much better. I don't really like Kevin Owens, the name. It just does not sound good to me. It sounds basic. I think Kevin Steen just sounds much better. So I'm calling him Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen comes out with the NXT title. I was not expecting this. And then he talks about how congratulates Cena for the win. And then he says everyone knows he is, and anyone doesn't know he is, basically says fuck him. And then Cena does the whole face, like, the fans are the ones who make us, whatever. And then he says the veteran, and Kevin Steen says that he injured Sami Zayn. And then they're going to have a match, apparently, at TakeOver Wednesday. And then he proceeds, Cena does the whole, I'm a veteran, that you're going to listen to me or some shit like that. And then Kevin Steen's like, no. You may have been in here longer, but I've been wrestling for 15 years. I gotta say, dude's pretty good on the mic, man. And it just seems so fluid. And then he doesn't accept Cena's open challenge and attacks Cena. And then that whole pop-up powerbomb, that shit was badass. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was badass. And then him just stomping on the U.S. title was fucking cool. Like, just been, yeah, man. That was like a good statement. So this is my question, though. Is he, like, officially on the main roster now. It just seemed like randomly. I didn't even feel like he's been in like NXT that long. I guess he's that good of a guy. I guess that maybe they'll be like, you know what, he's good enough to bring him up. And I guess it's confirmed. I'll just bring it up now that Triple H Kevin Steen is walking backstage, and then Triple H congratulates him and says he gives Kevin Steen a shot at Cena's U.S. title at Elimination Chamber. So I kind of want to see this. I don't think he's gonna win. I'm gonna be real. It's John Cena, you know. That was kind of cool though. That power bomb he did, really badass. It was a really good segment. And then you have Dolph Ziggler versus Stardust. It was a pretty short match. I guess it was really short because Ziggler busted his head open, so they didn't really want to make the match last. So zigzag, whatever. Then Lana comes out. Well, Cole interviews Ziggler before that happens and announces that Ziggler is the final participant in the chamber match. Okay, this is weird. Same thing like with Ryback. Dolph Ziggler was part of the whole Team Cena match. It just seems weird, the Authority giving him a title shot. It just... And I'm not against Ziggler being in it, just for continuity reasons. It just feels weird putting Cena... Hold on. Putting Cena in it. I mean, Ziggler in it, whatever. And then, Ziggler says, finally, or something like that. And then Lana comes out and kisses him twice. Then Rusev comes out, attacks Ziggler, gets in Lana's face, she slaps him, and then Ziggler hits a zigzag, and then they walk off. So I don't know if this is a new pairing. It just seems kind of weird. You know, I was maybe seeing maybe Lana can be a wrestler. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that's what she's going to do. I think she's just going to be a manager. I don't think she's going to be wrestling. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird putting her with Ziggler. It just seems like a weird pairing. I don't know. Maybe she's faking it, and then she'll go back with Rusev at Chamber. Who knows? And Rusev's also in the Chamber match. So then we have Rowan Harper versus Fandango and Ryder's short. Rowan Harper win. Then there's a Bella Twins segment with Stephanie. Stephanie says that Brie needs to get better, so she doesn't let her accompany Nikki. So the title match between Nikki and Naomi was a pretty decent match for what it was. Okay, here's the thing. I get Tamina is Naomi's manager and all, but why would she attack Nikki, costing Naomi the title? I'm sorry. I'd be mad if I was Naomi. Even though it looked like she was going to lose, but still, like, you just cost her the match, whatever. And then, Paige comes out, since Naomi and Tamina double team her. Paige comes out, scares them off, then attacks Nikki, so I don't get it. Is Naomi heel? I mean, is Paige heel now? I don't fucking get it. What is with these random turns? It's just like, come on. And it just seems like the Divas division is Nikki the top babyface in that division? Because for the longest it was AJ, but it was also Paige. It just seems random turning Paige heel. Maybe she isn't heel, maybe she does attack Nikki to make a statement. I don't know. Whatever. Then we have the Architect of a Dream segment. Kane says a few words, Triple H says a few words. They just basically say that he's best for business, and that Triple H is happy he made the choice. And then Kane shows a vignette basically of Seth Rollins' career in the last year. It was kind of cool, you know. Then Ambrose comes out, says a little stuff, and then pretty much challenges Rollins again. And then Stephanie says that Rollins isn't going to take this, he's a fighting champion. And they just throw Rollins under the bus, like, oh, defend yourself. And then they brawl. Ambrose takes Rollins to the... apparently there's a set of cinder blocks ringside, and he puts Rollins' head is about to bash it with a chair. until he gets the match. So the match is official. It'll be Ambrose and Rollins at Extreme Elimination Chamber. Okay, the thing is, aren't they doing the 2 chamber matches? It just feels weird that the WWE title match, which I think will be the main event, is the WWE Championship match. Maybe the chamber match will be the main event, but it just feels weird. I personally wouldn't just put a WWE title match in this pay-per-view. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. I really would have just saved that match maybe for like Money in the Bank or whatever. And I'm happy they're feuding again, even though it seems weird because like Rollins and Ambrose to me just seemed unfinished because at Hell in a Cell, which was the last time they fought, well, they had a match a few weeks ago, but before that they had a cell match, and that's where Bray Wyatt got involved. It just seemed unresolved, and now but after that, pretty much Ambrose fights off Kane and J&J, but Rollins just after being distracted, Rollins hits a pedigree. I guess that's like his new finisher now. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that the pedigree's like his new finisher, and then he stands tall. So Raw was pretty good tonight. I will be doing Trey's Rants Wednesday, so I'm gonna be going to see Mad Max on Wednesday, so I may do a Mad Max review. I may not. I don't know yet. But until then, guys, I'll see you guys then. Signing off. Peace.